Andy Cohen dishes on his ongoing feud with this Real Housewives alum. The Bravo star calls out a former housewife for anonymously trash-talking him in a June 3rd New York Magazine article. Andy is naming and shaming who he believes the secret spiller is on the June 11th episode of his SiriusXM radio show, Andy Cohen Live. The 56-year-old declares, "I know exactly, it's Carol Radziwill, no question. It's the one mean quote in there, and it's the only anonymous quote. There are 18 reasons why it's Carol. It's not even a question that it's Carol." But Andy wonders why she decided to say everything without identifying herself, since the Watch What Happens Live host says she's beefed with him publicly before. He adds, "It was so weird. I was like, Carol has said a lot of unkind things about me that she's tweeted and been quoted about. I was waiting for it to say, said Carol Radziwill. And then I'm like, said a former New York housewife who was fired or something. I'm like, uh-huh. And also, we haven't fired that many New York housewives. It's very obvious." In the June 3rd profile, the anonymous interviewee, who Andy claims is Carol, alleged that her time on The Real Housewives of New York City, which began season 5, had turned toxic by season 9 before she exited the show in 2017. Telling New York Magazine, "The show went from silly humor about middle-aged women getting drunk and being delusional about their status and having funny, petty arguments to housewives doing investigating and doing opposition research and making up false storylines and leaking stories on each other." Following Andy's comments, Carol confirms it was her quoted in the New York Magazine article, while also clapping back at her former friend on social media. She writes on X, "I didn't want to put my name in an article in which I had no idea of the context. I told the writer they're all vindictive, and then Andy proves it by outing me." As for her former coworker, Andy ends the chat on his radio show with a shout out at Carol, saying, "Thanks for the quote, Rads. I'll run into you soon. We have a lot to catch up on."